Oh hey, it's your friend who always laughs when things get just a little too quiet. Here to give you some spicier midweek tech tea. Do you remember about a month ago when the news outlets sent out a message from the FBI warning to avoid using those useful USB port charging stations at public places like at the airport? They called it juice jacking, which...
Phrasing, boom! Inappropriate.
But how worried about this should we be? Is juice jacking or USB malware attacks a thing? Let's get into it. By default, Android users have sideloading turned off on their phones and devices, and Apple users can't sideload at all. Although, after a ruling from the UK, a software update may be coming that enables sideloading, but because it's Apple, I'm sure it's going to be with some kind of catch. So if you can't sideload on a device, how bad can these attacks really be? In all reality, if you don't have your device set up for USB debugging or sideload enabled, the chances of this happening to you are extremely low, especially if you don't know what either of those two terms even mean. What I do want to call your attention to is the USB cable itself, not the charging port, since the risk is much higher when you plug anything into your PC or Mac that doesn't offer the same sideloading security restrictions. A company called Hack5 announced its handmade USB cable called the OMG cable, which features an advanced implant hidden inside. The OMG cable is made for security teams to use in order to emulate attack scenarios and defend against them. They're the same company that created the rubber ducky, which was a zip drive to be plugged into your device and run a program simulating a cyber attack. The creation of these tools are in response to cases that have actually happened, unlike hackers attacking your phone in an airport kiosk. Now, imagine that you're using a computer at your local library, logging into your bank account, maybe your social media, and even though you were super safe when you were there, you did incognito browsing, you cleared your history, and you logged out when you were done, someone was able to track your keyboard clicks in order to obtain all of your password and anything that you had typed while you were there. A device like this can also use your keyboard to launch software applications and download malware. Don't have a keyboard with a removable USB? Don't worry, they also make a USB extender to solve that problem. Now, before you start panicking about everything being plugged into your home PC, the reality is that this type of attack is really hard to execute over other methods because it involves someone being there to swap out the cables without you knowing, and the majority of us have a greater risk of being struck by lightning than this actually happening. What about public computers that you aren't sure about? As a general rule, when using a public computer such as the ones at the library or community center, you should never access anything that you need to type in sensitive information into. So no banks, no work information, and unless you have two-factor authentication, I would be wary about any type of social media. Sorry, not sorry, Twitter. I also encourage the use of other authentication methods as well, like Google or Microsoft's authentication app. Listen, there's a lot of crazy and scary stuff that I just covered, and I'm not trying to be a fearmonger. The news outlets are designed to play on your fear and that sense of urgency, but as long as you take precautions, you shouldn't be afraid to access your favorite websites from the safety of your own home, I promise. I know I just spoke a little on an awful lot of things, so if you have any questions or concerns, just comment below and I'll make sure to get you the right information. That way I can help you out, okay? I'll see you tomorrow for some more tea.